Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GHB Baptist Church. And I'm happy to have you all here today. Very, very controversial decision last night. Me, myself, I thought it was a draw. Maybe not in some eyes. Some people feel like Bivol was robbed. At the same time, a lot of you motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing. You find one guy that you like, you fall in love with him, and you only pay attention to when he do good. That's not boxing. That's not competition. If you were a true fan, you would pay attention to exactly what's happening. But some of y'all don't have the space. We here today, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to me. Appreciate everybody that's stopping past. Everybody who's coming to have a seat and really enjoy the show. Everybody who just didn't have shit to do today. And they fucking with GHB TV. Come on in. The doors are open. And we gonna talk. Beautiful fight last night. At the end of the day, it was a beautiful fight last night. I really enjoyed myself. Had me on the edge of my seat. I like the way that Bivol started off, but I would honestly say he wasn't comfortable in that space. I say that because he actually, in the first round, he tried to pressure Beterbiev. But soon he found out it wasn't in his best interest after he was stabbed to the body. Hold on. Let me get on my bike. As he said. We're going to have a great time today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about it. It was a very close fight. And a lot of people, I feel like they had Bivol winning the fight because he was giving Beterbiev a hard time. And I can understand that. Good brother A.O. Dizzy, I appreciate the donation. Somebody go ahead and grab the collection plate, please. Appreciate you, Dizzy. It seems to me whenever the knockout artist is having a hard time, people assume he's automatically losing. It was a great fight. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Like I said, Bivol found his bike. When he realized he wasn't going to bully Beterbiev, he found his bike. But with him finding his bike, he also found points. Did he score? Hell yeah, he scored. But for me, it wasn't consistent enough to say he just beat Beterbiev. You understand? Some people just don't understand, and I get it, and I understand that they don't get it. But we need to find some type of understanding. Bivol landed some great shots, but Beterbiev landed some great shots. You know, it was a back and forth tussle. It was a tug of war. Great fight. All the credit in the world to both men. It was for the light heavyweight undisputed. Somebody had to pull off. I'm going to just be honest. Somebody had to pull off. Appreciate you, brother. 2 cents. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Me, honestly, again, I thought it could have been a draw. That's my initial decision in my mind after watching that fight. Could have been a draw. But when I think about it, in the championship fight, a championship fight, in the last 2 rounds, Beterbiev clearly showed he wanted it more. And I want y'all to think about something. A lot of these judges are elders. These are people in their 50s, 60s, and sometimes 70s, and have been sitting in a seat for up to 45 minutes. So I've been sitting in my seat for 45 minutes. I'm watching back and forth action. I'm watching a great fight. Who am I going to give the decision to? Who left me with the best impression? The best impression was left by Beterbiev because he looked like he wanted it more in the last 2 rounds. I'm 60-something years old. I'm sitting here watching 2 young men go to war, and the last thing I saw was this big bearded motherfucker getting off. Shit, I might as well go ahead and give him the fight. That's how things are done sometimes. Nobody's perfect. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get me some water, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting hot. Did Dmitry Bivol have his moments? Hell yeah, he had his moments. Did Dmitry Bivol make me a believer? Hell yeah, he made me a believer. I was already a fan, but did he make me a believer? Yes, sir. He showed great grit last night. He showed great determination last night, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough because I believe the last 2 rounds are very important in a championship fight. You got to show that you want it, ladies and gentlemen. No matter who we think are winning the fight. I mean, let's go back to Oshaki Foster and Conceição. That young man was just done totally dirty. A lopsided decision, and they gave Conceição that fight. So what are we really talking about here? What are we really talking about here? We watched a great fight last night. Similar to a great tennis match. Round 7, Bivol took the whole round off. He used his legs. Did he mean to do that? I don't know. Was he tired? I don't know. Was he trying to get himself together? I don't know. But in a championship fight, it wasn't smart to give away a round like that. And a lot of those rounds, he was on his legs. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be on your legs. He wasn't supposed to be on his legs. Of course he's going to use his legs. It's in his best interest. But with that, a lot of time is going by on the clock. Beterbiev still putting on the pressure. Ladies and gentlemen. Brother Mark Colvin, appreciate the donation, brother. Of course Ben Whitaker was looking for a way out. It's only but so far a hype train can go. Sometimes you're going to need more than just special effects. But we're going to get into that a little later. We still on Beterbiev and Bivol. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. When you in the light heavyweight championship of the world, You got to fight, baby. You got to bite down on your mouthpiece and act like you won it. Did that brother act like he really wanted that fight in the championship rounds? I don't know. For me, I think that's what stole Beterbiev the fight. I don't like to use words like robbery. I don't like it. Because it was a reason those judges saw it in his favor in a fight that close. Every time a knockout artist doesn't get the knockout, we badmouthing them. It was still a great fight, ladies and gentlemen. Now, did Beterbiev make some great mistakes? Yes, he did. And one of them was he completely stopped going to the body. Completely stopped going to the body. I didn't understand. Looked to me like he got frustrated. With him getting frustrated, he started looking for the knockout. But Bivol felt that. One thing Bivol displayed was great timing. He knew when to throw. He knew when to combination punch. And it worked for him in certain spots. But did it win him the fight? Did it win him the fight? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure. Because in the championship rounds, specifically the 11th round, he barely let his hands go. In the 12th round, he fought, but Beterbiev still got the best of him. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the last impression is always the best impression. Especially when the judges are old enough to be your grandmother and grandfather. I don't think some of y'all understand. We're going to go ahead, take time out, read the super chat, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all for stopping past today. You didn't have to be here at GHB Baptist, but we are here, and we're going to break this shit down. Thank you, brothers and sisters. We'll be having after church, we'll be having dinner for those who would like to stay. Bivol fought well, but got worn out by championship rounds. Excess movement. I'm sorry. And dealing with pressure and just heavy punches taken. Even if blocked. D2, that was a great breakdown, brother. That was a great breakdown. Make a lot of sense. And listen, I can understand the love for Dimitri Bivol because he is a great fighter. And we did watch him dethrone Canelo Alvarez. But this here wasn't a Canelo Alvarez. He wasn't always at favor in this fight. And he didn't totally have control of this fight. Was it a great fight? Yes, sir. But he didn't totally have control. I don't think some of y'all listening. Ring generalship means a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, give me some water. Southpaw TV, you's a bitch. And congratulations on your brand new baby. I heard about that. But when my brother Najee tried to set up the fight between us, you kept coming with excuses. All you know is Chicago, you bitch ass nigga. Let me slow down. You get me out of character, brother. You know one thing about a bitch? Let me tell you something about a bitch. They gonna always keep talking. They gonna always keep throwing rocks. But when it's time to come outside, you'll never find that motherfucker. He know not to play with me. He know what type of animal I am. Nigga, please. Stop playing with me, Pop. You understand? If you understand what I'm saying, go ahead and drop an amen in the chat, please. I appreciate you. Thank you. We sitting here breaking down boxing, and here come the devil. It's always a hating ass nigga that come through with the bullshit. When Brother Najee asked you, did you want to come to Vegas and make it a live event? You didn't have an answer, brother. When you kept saying, come to Chicago, you never dropped the addy, brother. So I was just supposed to fly to Chicago, get off the plane and stand there? You must be out of your fucking mind, brother. Must be out of your motherfucking mind. Play with me like that. Beterbiev won. Bivol forearms was damn near broke. Eye swollen for life after 6th round. How you say that? Jermaine Yelder, I appreciate the donation, brother. I really appreciate the donation. And one last thing, what I'm gonna tell you about the devil, how the devil works. When the devil see that you ignoring them and you doing what you supposed to do, they keep trying to find ways to get in your way. I don't bother this brother Southpaw. I don't give a fuck about Southpaw. But he keep finding his way to my page. I appreciate your comments, brother. I really do. But you's a bitch ass nigga. And you know it. And you know it. And you have to live being a bitch ass nigga. One thing about me, I'm going to go where I want, when I want, and be around whoever the fuck I want without worrying about a soul doing anything to me. No friend of mine would ever play like that. So I see you, J Money, saying we really friends. We really not. I don't fuck with brothers like that. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I can call him a brother. He's a sucker. You understand? But back to Beterbiev and Bivol. Great fight. Donald Lyons, the super chat, brother. Amen. Shout out to Greg. I met you last night at the fight with Mike. We talked about your impersonation of Auntie Skull. Keep up the great work. I appreciate you, brother. I definitely remember that conversation. And Brother Mike is another good brother. So I appreciate you, Brother Lyons. And thank you for coming through GHB Baptist today. We're going to have a great time. That's some good filtered water. Bivol did a great job. Don't get it fucked up. Bivol did a great job last night. He did. But it wasn't enough in the championship rounds. I felt like, honestly, that's what gave the fight away. He didn't lock in. He was tired. He was wore out. And so was Beterbiev. But Beterbiev bit down on his mouthpiece and he went for broke. You got to want it. And if you don't want it, you might as well go ahead and sit the fuck down. I'm pretty sure there's an open seat in the arena for you, brother. I appreciate you. I really appreciate y'all coming through today. Y'all didn't have to. But I'm going to go ahead and try to break this thing down. Now, do we want a rematch? Hell yeah. I would love a rematch. Joseph Johnson, appreciate the donation, brother. Isaiah Tilson, appreciate the donation, brother. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that, but you did. I had a great time last night. Both of my youngins got the win. Kadeem Hunter, pro debut, 18 years old, fresh out of high school, got the third round stoppage. Quincy Williams, 4-0, 4 knockouts, got the second round stoppage. Brother Kermel Moulton came through to Philadelphia and blessed the ring with his presence and got the first round knockout. Shit, I had a good night last night. In the locker room, a brother, Johnny from the city, he wanted to bet me a steak dinner that Bivol was going to beat Beterbiev. I said, don't do that, brother. Go ahead and just hand me a dub out of your pocket. He didn't have the dub on him, and I understand because this is a digital world we live in now. So I said, go ahead, brother, and hit my Cash App. And he shot the dub over to my Cash App. So I appreciate you, Johnny Rivera. I'm sorry. I appreciate you, good brother. So last night was a good night for me. All missions were accomplished. I feel good. And I hope y'all feel good because you could have woke up underground. And I don't know if that makes sense, but goddamn it sound good. You know what I mean? Shit. Your spirit could have got passed on to a pigeon, but it didn't. You here with me today. I'm not saying that the last 2 rounds offset the fight. That's not what I'm saying. The fight was a tennis match up until the last 2 rounds. The last 2 rounds were the last impression for the judges. So when you're watching a fight that close, you say to yourself, well, who wants it more? And brother Beterbiev stepped up to the plate. Blind Faith, I totally agree. These are the fights we need in boxing and absolutely want the rematch. Appreciate you, brother, for that comment. A draw would have been cool. Initially, I had it a draw, and I was fine with it. And of course, I'm going to watch the fight again when I'm able to, and I'll go ahead and talk about it again. Now, earlier in the live, the Ben Whitaker situation was brought up, where it came to the fight ended in a technical draw because of some type of wrestling match, or I don't understand what happened. The brother flipped over the ropes, he rolled back into the ring, and immediately he had an ankle injury. I don't understand because I never even saw his feet touch anything. So I don't understand how his ankle was even affected. We got questions for the brother. That was a great question, 2 Cents. 2 Cents says, are judges changing scores after the rounds? Possibly. I mean, we are talking about human beings, and no human being is perfect in this world. So it's possible. Appreciate the donation, brother Mike Gamboa. Appreciate the breakdown in the channel. Wanted to show some support. Salute GHB TV. We appreciate you as well, brother. And thank you for coming through the church. You didn't have to. And thank you for being presentable. I like that shirt you got on, brother. Brother Whitaker appeared to me that he was having a very hard time with his opponent and needed a way out. And found a way out. I'm going to go ahead and blame it on my ankle. Content House says, the only perfect thing is Jesus. Amen. Some call him Allah. Some call him Buddha. Some call him Jah. At the end of the day, there's not one walking human being that is perfect on this earth. Some of y'all just won't understand because some of y'all like to pretend that you are perfect, and there's no such thing. You can even buy a car in perfect condition, and in 2 weeks, we having engine trouble. Somebody gonna get shot. But these are the things that happen in life. Brother Nasir Clark, appreciate the donation. It was a good fight. Not what I expected, not what I was expecting, but good card. By the way, I'm from North. Boy, Southpaw is a pussy. Just want to say that. Brother Nasir Clark, we definitely appreciate you, especially being from Philadelphia. You know what's going on here. And Southpaw definitely is a pussy. And we appreciate the donation here over at GHB TV. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, brother, but you did. It was a great fight, and I would love to see the rematch. We need the rematch. We need fights like that in boxing. Perfect. This is the problem with boxing. We are not getting fights like this consistently. That fight was worth every single dollar. That fight was worth every inch of hype that they put into the buildup about that fight. The promo was a movie. And I loved it. And both gentlemen stepped up to the plate and rumbled. That's what you're supposed to do. That is your job. Anything else should not be tolerated. It was a great fight. I'm looking forward to the rematch. Brother RO, that is my Cash App that is pinned at the bottom of the screen. I believe Brother 2 Cents, go ahead and he went up and put that up and I pinned it. So I appreciate you. GregieCash, GREGIE Cash, I appreciate you. I really do. All donations go to a black on black Cybertruck. I don't give a fuck about no recall. I need one. And we are about 98,000 away from the standard edition. I don't give a fuck if it takes me 3 years. I will have me a Cybertruck. Thank you. Now, also on the undercard was what is the brother's name? I'm sorry. He put on a good showing. Eubanks. Brother Eubanks, he put on a good showing. Brother Eubanks looked sharp last night. I ain't mad at him. Proper opponent, and he got rid of him. Conor Ben, I don't know what the fuck Conor Ben was doing with his hair, but Conor Ben needs to stop fucking with that brother, and he needs to get in the ring with Boots Ennis. But that's just another conversation. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to take away from Brother Eubanks' decision last night. He did his thing. 4 knockdowns. And got the guy up out of there. D2, appreciate you. People keep saying Beterbiev lost because his corner thought he needed the KO. His corner telling him to go get the KO is why he won the decision. That is a great point, brother. That is a great point. Now, somebody just asked me what I think about the cruiserweight, Beterbiev. That motherfucker is bad. I ain't gonna lie. That's a bad motherfucker there, boy. He's great at keeping distance. He's great at working behind his jab. Beautiful place shots, really composed. I was impressed. I ain't gonna lie. And I seen him fight before, but that's a bad motherfucker there, boy. That's a bad motherfucker there, boy. I ain't gonna lie. He's a hell of a boxer. I'll give it to him. Sister Sky Nicholson did her thing last night. She was in a good matchup. She was in a great matchup. She came out on top. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the 30-minute mark, 31-minute mark. I'm sorry. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is open up a StreamYard live. That way, we'll be able to have the congregation come on in and say a few words. And, we can get the opinions of the people. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and work that collection plate around one more time. And I appreciate you all for coming in today. You didn't have to be here at GHB Baptist, but you are. And I just want you to know that you are greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. That was a great fight last night, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and if you don't mind, go ahead and get the likes up. In this digital world we live in, the likes mean a whole lot. So go ahead and get the likes up. Brother Blind Faith says, go ahead and grab your wallets. It's offering time. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in this basement, so I had to go ahead and make sure I stay fresh, make sure my line is intact. Another few days it'll be time for a shape up. I'm trying to keep clean for the church. I don't want to be seen as a vigilante. I don't want to be seen as a rebel anymore. So I'm going to be trying to go ahead and keep my fade tight. Ladies and gentlemen, keep my face clean. And if you see me in the streets, go ahead and say what's up. I also want to give a big shout out to my moderators. They're great shooters. They make sure they eliminate all the bullshit. Brother D2, I appreciate the love. You didn't have to do that, brother. You always here. You always showing love. Fights in Japan were pretty dope this weekend too. And moment of silence to Clark's jaw. So we're going to go ahead and give 10 seconds to Clark's jaw. Was that the heavyweight? Yes, I believe that was the heavyweight. So we're going to go ahead and give a moment of silence to Clark jaw at about now. We appreciate you, Brother D2. You didn't have to do that. Yeah, that was tough for that heavyweight. I actually got to see that as I hopped out the shower. I caught the end of it, and I said, well, my goodness. He didn't have to do that to that brother, but he did. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. You didn't have to be here. Perfect. GHB TV. Greg Hackett 86 on Instagram. Greg Hackett 215 on X. Greg Hackett on Facebook. Greg Hackett 86 on TikTok, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I really do. No bullshit. I fucks with y'all. Thanks for coming through. I'm right back. Listen. I'm right back with the StreamYard so we could go ahead and bring the people in because I want to hear the opinions of the people. That's what really matters to me because when you listen to the people, you get a different opinion on what could have happened, should have happened, may have happened, and you know, it just makes for great conversation. And I like to let my people get their shit off, you know. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Right back.